Clean run here. Denny's got 2 runs in the books, but they're both DNFs.
Okay, you're recording.
That's no good for standings.
Okay. Second and a half. Do it.
We got Jonathan Wardlaw in with a 59.515. 59.515. Jonathan Wardlaw, your C Street prepared leader, now by a narrow margin of 0.15 seconds. So Jonathan speeds up about 4/10 of a second, leaps over Michael Snare to take over C Street prepared with that run.
Huh?
Kristen Akaria in with a 61.049, 61.049, 2/10 of a second.
Well, I'm going to have some fun this time.
Dwayne Bada working his way back to the finish line now. So far, no call. Let's see if he can keep this one clean. Dwayne's in with a 59.569, 59.569, and it looks like it's clean. And with that run, Dwayne Bada takes over the street modified front wheel drive lead and pushes Scott Entweiler back to second spot by a margin of 1.9 seconds. Michael Snare in with a 57.492, 57.492 for Michael Snare, jumping into the C Street prepared lead by a huge margin. Michael Snare had the time before, but all of his previous runs were dirty. This one looks like it's clean. The 57.492 puts him into the C Street prepared lead by a full 2 seconds. Gary Cameron in with a 55.751. Gary slows down by about 1/10 of a second with that, 55.751, but Gary is still your D Street prepared leader by over 2 seconds, it looks like. Brian Goodwin in with a 52.902, 52.902, maintaining his lead in prepared 1. Brian Goodwin speeds up by about 1/10 of a second on the run and extends his lead over second spot and co-driver Andy Mathers to about 1.2 seconds. Steve Cohen with a 58.149, 58.149, clean run for Steve Coe, not quite as fast as his previous ones. Steve slows down by about 4 or 5/10 of a second, but gets this one in the books clean, so this will count as the best time, and with that Steve Coe jumps into the 3rd spot in D Street prepared, and Steve only needs to find another 1/10 of a second to leap over co-driver Greg Wilkie. Kausta Vakaria with a 61.070, 61.070 for Kausta Vakaria. No help, Kausta run a 60.2 earlier, and Kausta is currently sitting 5th in D Street prepared with 1 more run to take. Diane Camehead in with a 58.357 plus 1 cone, 58.357 plus 1 cone, so that's going to be no help for Diane. Diane still needs to find about 3/10 of a second, about 1/3 of a second to catch up to competitor Bill. Darlene Pittman in with a 60.310 plus 1 cone, 60.310 plus 1 cone for Darlene Pittman. So Darlene right now 3 runs in the books, none of them clean, and that's pushing her back to 5th in prepared 1 on the back of dirty runs. Not a good place to be. Rachel Monaco in with a 65.576 plus 1. 65.576 plus 3 now. Okay, you've been upgraded, Rachel. 65.576 plus 3. still in second spot in E Street Prepared. George Pollock through the lights with a 58.523. 58.523. Oh, it's +1 cone, George. 58.523 +1 makes the difference in a spot. George finishing the day with no clean runs. 4 dirty runs in a row. And George finishing in third spot at C Street Prepared. And if he could have brought this one home clean, it would have meant moving up to second spot. Hank Yamfang in with a 59.750. 59, and it's +1 cone. 59.750 +1 cone on you, Hank. So Hank finishing the day in B Street Prepared with a 60.3 as his best run. 59.7 would have been a 6/10 of a second improvement, but it was dirty.